I'm Ellen Maggio. I'm going to be taking you a day through the life that I've lived the last 4 years in Alabama on the women's rowing team. Here we go. All right, this is our locker room. Here are all our co-authors. If there's a blank name flag, if it's a senior who is already moved out there into their nameplate. Our coxswains, unless they're a senior, the senior coxswains would be like a big locker, but our walk-ons and coxswains get the smaller ones because they don't have like as much practice clothes and like showering and towels and all that. This is Disco Tide. It's our little sticker we bring out all of our traveling trips. And I can bring you some more locker. This is your laundry loop. So you put in your laundry, you want to clip it, and then at the front there's like a silver door, and you throw it in there to do your laundry, and then they'll hang it up here. And then shoes, and then mirrors, showers, and toilets are that way. And then in here is our team lounge. So we have a TV, and then that little bucket over there is just old textbooks of like if you need one. You can take one. This little bucket is a motivation jar, so you can either take one. Oh, so it says, "Hey, upcoming girl, have a great day, proud of you." This is our nonsense board. This last sentence like it was updated was the ruler of the conference. Let me know our kitchen. I know our fridge is always around my stocked, probably as a half and sun sees it. We have like smoothies, toaster, microwave, and these are nearly all have like bagels and rice cakes and peanut butter and cereals. But this is like our functions, our career, our team room, and our snacky we're marking in.
And where are we inside right now?
This is the Robert E. Witt Activity Center at Alabama. It's in like the presidential.
Yeah.
So that's all of our coaches, officers, and then there's a conference room. So we'll have like boat meetings in there, and like we'll go over video and like the ORLAP data. It's called our Culture. It has a view of outside, and then we have all this like sharing room, but the architects we most on headed those. We start today. All the windows they here today can really see. We had the U.S. national team. They came for a little bit and trained with us. Well, they were using our facilities, but we got to like spend some time work share equip with them. All of these index cards are around the room. Everybody's goals, what they bring to the team, and how we can as easy to help them and like what they like to hear. And there's normally a bell to the left of that sign that says corner office, bosses only. And when you PR, you get to ring the bell and have room flaps for you. Those CPs and these two, there's like, so we're doing the step test, which is like every 3 minutes, the split that you have to hit changes. That will be up on the screen so you can see it, or if you're like a workout that like has your shifty rates and split a lot, those will all be up here so you can see it. When I got here, there used to be a big whiteboard over there and it had everybody's name on a hammer, and like what the older girl said, like your name would move up and down on that. Your name would like adjust on like what number you were on. It's kind of fun when you get to be in the top little group for a little bit. Okay, so we race in the Big 12 conference because in the SEC, the only two schools that have rowing that are Division I are us and Tennessee. And I believe to race in a conference, you'd have at least 6 schools. I could be wrong. But we race in the Big 12. Hopefully in like the next few years, we'll get to have like an SEC conference because Texas is coming this way. And then maybe some of the other schools that have water in them will fund a rowing team. But this is the simulator, so it like mimics what the water's like and like what you do in the boat. So your feet strap in here. You don't really wear tennis shoes in here. In the boat, you just wear your socks. And then you can like, in the boat, you would move this plate forwards or backwards, depending on like where you are at the catch and the finish.
So what is this machine really good for?
For like matching, because I can look at myself here and you can move those mirrors around, but then I can like watch myself. Like if I used to dip my hands really bad, I'd be able to see that in the mirror. In the boat, I catch like down here.
So this kind of forces you into a correct stroke or whatever you would say?
Yeah, and I like doing it because like if you're learning a different side, like I row starboard, but my freshman year, like 2 weeks before conference, I had a row port, and so this just like helps with like catch placement too. This is our boathouse. It's relatively new. They just finished a bunch of the renovations in like the last 10 years. That's the bow, so like that was across the finish line first. And then there's 8 feet to and all the way down. And the 9th seat is down there, and it faces the opposite direction. And that's where the coxswain sits, and she drives the boat. And this boat is an X8, which is what our varsity and our second varsity race in. And then this gentleman you see with the riggers that look like a triangle, that is what our 3V and 4V race in. It's just like a different shell and different riggers. This one cuts through the water faster, but it's a little bit harder to row. That one's a little bit more stable. The ones with the pink and red and have like the square-shaped oars are ropers, and these green ones are concept 2s. We learn how to row with these ones, they're bigger handles. This boat bay has all of our 4s and this one's a quad, and then we have straight scores. So a quad looks like this. It has riggers going out on both sides all the way down the boat, so each girl has 2 oars, where in sweep rowing, which is what the 8s were, each girl gets 1 oar. This is a cocked oar, and in the 8th, the coxswain sits in the stern, and in the 4th, the coxswain lays down right where this is. She lays down in here, and her little head peeps out the top, and then she'll be the first one to cross the finish line with the bow ball. And they're in bake and bait, which is this one on bottom and the bottom one over there. These are straight 4s. So it's like the same thing as those top 2, except there's no coxswain. So the girl that sits in bow seat, her feet are normally locked in every other boat, but in a boat where the bow seat does the steering, her right foot is like on a swivel. And so if you want to go right, you move your foot to the right. If you want to go left, you move your foot to the left, and you do the steering. Those are some of our old erts. These are just down here. If like a boat has to come off the water for either like injury or something breaks, then we have something down here. So it looks like this. They turn it on, they plug it into the boat, and then it will tell them like our strokes per minute, our split per meter, like it's per 500 meters, and then they can run all the workouts that the coaches give them on this.
What's the coxswain's role then, besides like reading out the meters and like yelling it out per se?
You can't like be without them. Like she's like in charge of all of us, so like we have to listen to her. Whereas like in a straight 4, you have to listen to the bow seat, but sometimes trying to like tell your teammates what to do, they don't listen to each other, but the coxswain they have to listen to.
Yeah.
And this is a stroke coach, and it like just buckles into the front of the boat. And we'll use this for like oarlock data, or if you're like in a pair and a single, it will give us all the same information that the Cox box gave us. And then the coaches can use like the oarlock data as a piece of equipment that attaches to our oarlock, which is where our oar goes in. And that will give us like our power output, our watts, our distance per stroke. And so like he'll put it on a big graph, and like the goal is to see like how effective you are and like how to change that. These are called sculling oars. So like in the quad or in a double or a single. So these like skinny ones in the middle are singles. And then this one here is a double. The rowers will each have 2 oars in their hand, and you hold them out in front of you, and you go out, and then you bring them back in like this. Out in the fall, where you small boats, like small boats are typically for like learning how to row, like being efficient, because if you can make a small boat move fast, you can make a big boat move fast. The best way to like be a better rower in a big boat is to be efficient and effective in a small boat, because they're a lot harder to row, and they'll give you a lot more feedback. This is our boat repair booth. We call it the boat spa because it sounds more fun. But if we have a problem with the boat, we bring it in here, we put it in its lanes, and we have a new equipment manager. When he could fix the boat, our coaches could spend more time with us, instead of like if we broke something on the water, we'd all have to come out, and the coach would have to help us fix it. But if we broke something on the water, the coaches would get us to the dock. Our equipment guy would come down, fix it for us, and our coaches would never have to like leave the other people out on the water, like bring everybody in.
How many meters per day would you say you do as an Alabama rower?
At least 20,000 in the morning for sure.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Afternoon?
Afternoon, we do like race pace and AT workouts, so that can just range. It depends if we're doing like the workouts for meters or for time. Like if it's 3 by 10 minutes, you have 30 minutes of like hard work to get meters in. If we did like 8 by 500, I would only be doing, 4K of work? So it depends. These are different bow lights. They like connect in the back of the boat. This thing, when you screw it on nice and tight, it will turn green on one side and red on the other. And it's for when it's dark outside. That way you can see each other and there's enough collision, because boat accidents are a little bit scary out there.
That's bigger than a normal megaphone though. I mean, shoot.
Oh, it's very loud.
industrial. Everything's bigger inside.
I'm pretty sure it's waterproof because it gets really wet out there. And because we go out, rain or shine, the only time we can't go out is if there's lightning. Like our puppies, we come here for practice. This was mine for 4 years. And you sew your stuff in there and get up and practice.
What are these like fireman-esque suits?
These are the coxswain suits. It's still it's like really cold out. It keeps them warm. They get all bundled up in their shoes. They'll put gloves on. Like this is a coxswain's cubby. She's got gloves in here. She's got 2 hats. This is her little microphone. So this plugs into the cox box, and the cox box plugs into the boat. And then this goes around her head, and this is her microphone that she uses to talk to us.
So there are speakers in the boat.
Yeah, there's speakers every other seat in the boat. This is a clam, and it goes on the oar so that like your oar becomes shorter, so it helps like in a headwind or if you're in a smaller boat. It's our dock. There's one coach's launch out there because we have like summer rowing hours where like someone on the team or like alums contacts a coach. They can take out a small boat with a coach with them. And then if you notice that the red circle wheels on the black poles, whenever it floods, the floating dock will rise with it, and then it'll lower when the water goes down. That's why there's like the bright like watermarks on the poles. But like last year, or maybe no, it was during COVID, during 2020, the water had gotten so high it went over the oar trees. That's why whenever it gets too high, we pack up and we go to Lake Tuscaloosa. Thank you for seeing my day in life as Alabama women's rower. I hope to see you guys down in Tuscaloosa. Row Tide.